Hello again. Um, so I'm making another video here to try to help out people, inspire people to continue picking up their guitar on a daily basis or whatnot, practice it. Many of you may have a bunch of questions, may not have a bunch of questions, and hopefully I can answer some of those questions. First off, I'm not a teacher. I am actually a student trying to learn how to play guitar myself. But when I started a year ago, granted I've only been playing for a year, so I'm not that great at it yet, but I'm working on improving. I improve every day. I spend pretty much all my free time, if I'm not at work or sleeping or eating or whatnot, I'm pretty much playing my guitar. But something I wanted to kind of go over with you a little bit and stuff. In my previous videos, I discussed something that was called music theory. We'll go over that here in just a little bit. I've recently found out that music theory is broken down into different sections. So far I've only found two different styles of music theory, which I think will be quite helpful and may answer a bunch of questions for a bunch of you. But when we buy a guitar, when we want to learn how to play guitar, what does that exactly mean, to learn to play guitar? Does it simply mean so I can do that? Does that mean I know how to play guitar? Well, it means I know how to do that, but not particularly what I want to learn. Which brings me to my first topic. When you decide you want to buy a guitar and learn how to play a guitar, you should set yourself some goals. I have my goals in my mind. I don't write them down or anything, but what I do write down is songs that I'm trying to learn. And I may not learn them in one day or whatnot, so the speed of learning is going to change per person depending on how much time you actually spend playing your guitar. Me and myself, like I said, I spend as much free time as I have playing my guitar and stuff, whether it's just doing that simple exercise or simply playing notes specifically. Like that or whatnot. I don't have a lot of songs that I've learned yet, at least not all the way through. I don't have a lot of songs that I can play on guitar and sing at the same time. I don't currently have any bandmates either. But for me, learning how to play guitar and stuff, yeah, it could be that right there. And if that's your goal and stuff, then really you don't even need to buy a guitar. You just walk into a music store, pick one up if you can, play a few strings on it, and you can officially actually say you've learned how to play guitar. It doesn't necessarily mean that you've accomplished what you wanted. So goals is a key, is what I'm getting to with that. If you want to learn how to play guitar and stuff, I highly suggest you build yourself up some goals. Goals can include anything from just learning how to play anything you want on the guitar, to playing somebody else's music, to getting to the point where you're on stage with a huge audience, bunch of fans, and they want to hear what you can play on guitar. They want to hear some good music or whatnot. Creating your own music, or being in a band and just having fun with your friends or whatnot instead of playing music together. Going to your local tavern or bar or whatnot, playing music for local people, or just whatever it may be. I strongly suggest you put yourself some goals together. What is it specifically you're trying to learn on guitar? Me, myself, I want to learn how to play some of the songs that I used to listen to when I was younger. Also wouldn't mind making some of my own music too and stuff, but learning how to play the songs that I'm trying to learn is actually taking quite a bit of time, which is part of the guitar journey. When you start off and stuff, you start off with just doing simple things like, or maybe you're just using your first finger, or maybe you're not even sure how to hold the pick or whatnot and stuff. There's a bunch of videos out there to show you how to do all that sort of stuff. But one thing I want to bring up to you and stuff, like I said, about music theory, I found this right here online. And I'll read it to you as well. So music theory and practical music theory. Practical music theory is basically kind of one of the categories of music theory. It's similar but different. So, but yes, practical and music theory are both closely related, but focused on different aspects of understanding and applying musical concepts. Music theory, for example, is the study of fundamental elements of music. Uh, Fundamental elements of music could be anything from notes, staves, how you would see music on a chart without any indication of uh, what to actually play. Um, it's kind of broken down in on this and stuff into harmony, melody, rhythm, scales, and modes, and notation. Harmony being the combination of musical notes played or sung simultaneously. A good example of that is band members playing together. You got a guitar player, two guitar players, a bass player, keyboard player, drummer, whatnot, stuff. They're all playing music together and stuff. That would be kind of considered a harmony. Or if you got one guitar player and stuff and they're playing guitar at the same time they're singing, that'd be another form of harmony. If you have just a single keyboard and you're hitting two keys at the same time on it, that would be a harmony because you're playing two notes at the same time. Can you do that on guitar? Yeah, you can do that on guitar as well. Not so much with a pick because you're going to have to strum two strings at the same time, but something like that's pretty much me plucking two strings at the same time, so it'd be a harmony. So yes, combination of multiple notes on the same instrument, multiple instruments, voice, whatnot, being played simultaneously. Now how about melody? A sequence of notes that are perceived as a single entity. Um, so shredding is one concept of that. When you're sitting there playing a bunch of notes and stuff and you're all together and stuff, whether there's any muting, hammer-ons, hammer-offs, picks or whatnot, that can be considered a melody. Or strumming a chord, so G chord right here. That can be considered a melody. Putting multiple chords together. Now right there is considered a melody. So melody kind of coincides with harmony, as it's when you end up playing more than one note or an entire song, you're using harmony with different instruments playing notes simultaneously but making a melody out of it. Rhythm, it kind of goes along with both as well, but rhythm, the timing of musical sounds and silences. So rhythm, I consider rhythm being more of the strumming pattern you would use when you're strumming. Sort of like that. And that can be varied in all kinds of different ways as well. You got silences in there, you got sounds in there. Anytime you hear the band stop playing their instruments and the singer going solo, it can be kind of the silence of the band while or the lyrics continue going, or if somebody ends up you get the guitar player, one of the guitar players sitting there doing a solo on their guitar, or piano player, or drummer, or whatnot. So that kind of gives an idea of the rhythm, but like I said, all three of those kind of coincide with each other and stuff, because normally when you're making music or you're playing music, you're using a combination of those threes. Scales and modes. So this one's going to be a little more difficult to explain. A different set of pitches used in music. So my understanding of scales is something I've learned out of not so much music theory, but practical music theory. For example, there are, what did I say, 7, 12, somewhere on there, A, B, C, D, E, F, all the way through G, so the musical alphabet being A through G. And each one of those notes and stuff has their own scale that we've come up with. Modes I'm not so sure about, but yeah, scales and stuff. Scales can also include chords. So if you play a G chord and stuff and you want to run off the G chord using the scale, so you play the G chord right there. So G chord to a few notes, then back to the G chord and stuff in a scale pattern. Now I'm not very good with that yet. It's something I'm actually currently studying in my online courses that I'm taking, but and more of this and stuff, any one of these right here, I'm going to continue working on learning, because you kind of need to, if you want to play music, you kind of need to be able to play a variety of these in different ways in order to make a good sounding song. And then there's notation, which is basically the music written down on paper. It's just writing down music so that it is performed by others, or can be performed by others. So that can include anything from tablature to regular music that you would read off for a piano or whatnot. Now, reading music for a guitar is going to be a little harder without the actual tablature, because if it's telling you to play an A, I'll move this for just a second. If it's telling you to play an A on a musical staff or whatnot, there's an A. There's also an A. There's also an A. Musical staff doesn't really give us an idea of what pitch to use when playing it. If you've ever seen a musical staff, if you don't know what I'm talking about with a musical staff and stuff, you're just gonna have to search that one up on your own. I didn't happen to bring up a picture for that, but the next thing down is music theory often involves analyzing how music works, understanding the rules and structures that govern musical composition, and learning about the history and culture textures between musical styles. So, yes, learning a little bit of the history, learning how to read music sheets, listening to music itself, and see how the notes or the band or the lyrics and all come together. All of that is a fundamental of music theory. Now, what I'm more or less studying myself is practical music theory, which this is where I always kept telling people in other videos and stuff that I made that learning music theory will help you to play better, and that's where I was kind of wrong. So I need to kind of take that back and say it was practical music theory is what I was learning, which the definition of that would be or kind of examples of that. I'm not sure how this is printed out on here, but on the other hand, focusing on applying these theoretical concepts in real-world music making. And this includes playing instruments, composition, improvisation, ear training, sight reading. Those 5 are pretty much it. So yeah, when you pick up a guitar and you're trying to learn how to play guitar, you're using musical theory to learn how to play, whether you're reading it off tablature, whether you're mimicking somebody else, whether you're trying to listen to the notes and trying to find that note on your guitar as long as your guitar's in tune, sort of thing. And we're going to go ahead and go through these real quick. Playing musical instruments. The theoretical knowledge of performing music on various instruments. Well, theoretical knowledge, the definition of that and stuff, or the best idea I can come up with what that means is, so when we play music on our guitars or on our piano or whatever we're playing music on, we play music to what we like to hear, what sounds good to us as human beings. You get a cat or a dog or another animal in the house or something like that and stuff, they may think it sounds horrible because their ears are designed different. I know when I play music and stuff on my guitar, my cat does not want to be in the room. It can't stand the sound of it. A lot of times I can scare it out of the room by playing my guitar. So obviously what I think is pleasurable for my guitar is not pleasurable to the cat. Same thing with a dog. Dog may not like it either. But when you start understanding the frequencies and stuff of the notes you're playing and stuff, and where you're playing them on your guitar and stuff, then you kind of understand what they're hearing. Because your average animal and stuff hears a higher frequency than what most humans do. I know dogs can hear up to so many hertz and stuff, but I looked into it, and I think that I seen that your average guitar plays anywhere from 20 hertz clear up to about 20,000 hertz at max. I know this one won't. You'd have to have additional strings to get higher and stuff, but the average it normally sits around about 5 to 10,000 hertz. Dogs and cats can hear a lot higher than that and stuff, so when you end up blowing those dog whistles, you can't hear it because you can only hear up to 20,000 hertz, where dogs can hear a lot higher than that. So composition, actually continue on that theoretical knowledge. So when you're learning how to play guitar, your theoretical knowledge is probably going to be next to zero, unless you took it in classes before. So when you are literally putting your fingers on your guitar and you're playing them for the first time, you're actually learning a little bit of theoretical knowledge from music, because the first thing you do is you strum a string and stuff, and now your ears pick up the sound, travels to your mind and stuff, and you start remembering that sound. It helps to tune the guitar, it helps to find specific notes and all that sort of stuff. So, concepts of this little exercise right here, this is part of my theoretical knowledge. Turn this up just a little more. Or the notes that I've learned. Clear down to here. Yeah, I've got these notes down too and stuff. I can't really identify all of them. I think it's C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. I believe that's what it is. I started with it right here and stuff when I first started learning. So yeah, your knowledge and stuff when you start learning how to play guitar and stuff, it's probably going to be little next to nothing and stuff. And the more you work on learning how to play it, the more you see other people doing things and when you see other people doing things, if you're watching YouTube videos and see them doing something, it does not hurt to pick up your guitar, have it in your lap, and try to do the same thing they're doing, whether you can keep up or not. The more you have your fingers on your guitar and stuff, and trying to do something somebody else is doing, the more you're learning. Whether you know what the notes are, what the chords that they're playing are, it's a finger exercise. Trying to get your fingers to cooperate, whether it be just the left hand right here, or the strumming pattern right here, or a combination of both. Sort of thing. Now, yeah, a little bit of this is stuff you could tell I've been playing for about a year, but there's a lot more that I don't know than what I know right now. So, and I don't think anybody's guitar journey ever actually gets complete, because I'm sure there's more that can be learned than what we know in general. So we'll move on to the next part here: composition, creating new music by applying theoretical principles, which is what I just left off on the other one. So you pick up your guitar and stuff, and you want to learn something new, or you want to create something of your own. Not everything out there has been created. I can promise you that. There are more ways of playing guitar, playing in a band, songs than can be probably conceived or thought of. So even though There's already a bunch of people out there that have played a bunch of different songs and everything. Does not mean that everything's been written, everything's been played, um, or everything's been thought of. I mean, I have a 6 string here. They also make a 12 string. They also make a 12 string that are individual strings. They make different styles of guitars. Um, so there are lots of different ways of composing anything. And lyrics go the same way. Just because somebody created a song, says my dog or my cat or my friend or went down a country road or sort of thing, does not mean that you can't mix something else up with it. And normally when something gets mixed up well together and it gets put together nicely and it sounds good and stuff, that's when either we like it ourselves and we may share it or may not share it with other people, or it ends up getting shared with other people, and that's when things may end up taking off, or you may just find out you need to readjust the way you play or make music or whatnot and stuff in order to make something that other people may enjoy. Doesn't mean it's bad, just means it needs to be worked on so that others can enjoy it as well. Improvisation. I actually like this one right here. Spontaneously creating music within the framework of music theory. That's what comes to mind for me is soloing or shredding or just sitting there having fun on the guitar. So maybe you're not trying to, you kind of spent 2 or 3 hours trying to learn, say, Pretty Woman. Let's see here. And you've gotten that part of it down and stuff, but it took you all day to figure that much of it out. And you're kind of tired of working on this, so you want to move on to something different, or you just simply want to have fun. So you learn that right there, and now you want to. I know you can't really see what I'm doing and stuff, but that's fine. I mean, you really don't need to see what I'm doing to understand that improvisation and stuff can be just simply just having fun with your guitar, playing whatever comes to mind. And for a lot of us and stuff, that's actually a good thought to keep. So you have a melody in your head and you're trying to play it on your guitar. When you first pick up the guitar and stuff, you may not be able to, and that's perfectly fine. You may not have a way of recording that melody, and that's perfectly fine as well. When you get to where you can play the guitar decently and stuff, you can start humming those melodies in your head and try to find those notes on the guitar, which would be part of what the next part is, the ear training, to try to make those. And when you start doing that, you can even write it down on paper and stuff, and I would suggest, and this is what I've done as well, once you get it down on paper, once you get to where you can play it on guitar and stuff, find yourself some sort of recorder. Just audio recording. Video recording if you want, but yeah, audio recording works just fine. Pull it up, start recording, start playing that melody. Once you've played it, play it back to yourself so you can hear it from a different aspect. Playing it on guitar and stuff may sound like one thing and stuff, but if you actually play it from a recording, it can sound completely different. So, yeah, I've done it myself and stuff where I've played a few things and stuff, and I thought it sounded good on guitar when I was playing it and stuff, and then I decided I was going to go and record it. And when I recorded it and went to replay it and stuff, it didn't sound as good as what I thought it did, so I was trying to, I was playing it again and stuff and trying to find other things to use. For example, so this is something that I haven't recorded it. I just kind of play around with it or whatnot and stuff, but I thought about recording it and everything and see what it sounds like after I record it, just to see if it sounds any good. Now, Granted, like me and stuff, when you start doing something like that, you may end up making mistakes, and that's perfectly fine. Just keep recording, keep playing. Once you get a couple minutes with the recording or with the playing recorded, play it back and see what it sounds like. You can always work on trying to improve it later on. You keep the recording, give it a title or whatnot, come back to it again later on and stuff, listen to it. Oh, okay, I remember what I was doing then. Okay, let's try it again and stuff and see if we can improve upon it, sort of thing. That's all part of of improvisation, trying or even now I can't even say it. Compensation? No. Yeah. Well, creating your own music. I'm just going to say it that way because I can't see the word right now. My tongue's a little tied. Ear training. So we're going to move on to that one right there. Ear training. Developing the ability to identify pitches, intervals, chords, and rhythms by ear. This one is very tricky. Very useful, but very tricky. It takes a while. The best I got with this one right here and stuff, so I've been working on cars for a long time. And the important part about working on cars and stuff is to be able to hear what the customer hears, and be able to feel what the customer's feeling in their vehicle and stuff, find what's causing it, and fix the problem. It could be anything from the way a motor sounds, the exhaust, the transmission, bearings, wheels, tires, etc. So I've got really good ear training when it comes to automotive. Be able to find problems that customers are hearing and stuff, identify exactly where the problem is, and fix the problem, and then the sound goes away. Well, that's kind of what this is. When you listen to a song and stuff, the downside about listening to a song is if the guitar player or if it's a band, you can end up hearing multiple instruments at the same time and trying to pinpoint the instrument you're trying to find, the single guitar or the two guitars being played at the same time, and find out what those notes are that are being played can be very difficult, especially if they're playing really quick. Now, I can't play that quick and stuff, but I am working on it. I'm a whole lot faster than I used to be a year ago. I imagine by next year and stuff, I'll even be faster. But for me and stuff, it's not so much about the speed of how quickly I can play individual notes. It's more about trying to get it to sound good. I can make something that sounds good and stuff. Maybe in the future I can make words to go with it or lyrics to go with it. But if you can learn how to, for example, say you don't look up the tablature on how to play Johnny B. Good or Crazy Train or Sweet Home Alabama. You decide you want to sit there and listen to the actual song itself. Try to ignore the lyrics, try to ignore if there's a piano in it, if there's drums in it, and try to pinpoint the guitar being played in it and just try to hear those notes. And then try to find those notes on the guitar. So you hear a note and you're like, nope, that doesn't sound right. Nope. And then eventually you do find it and stuff. What does help with this and stuff is learning the notes of the guitar. I've showed this picture several times before. Playing all these notes on the guitar right here and learning all those notes and stuff will kind of give you an idea of where that sound might be. Obviously in this right here and stuff, this is all the notes on the guitar and stuff as long as your guitar is tuned to E standard. There are notes in between and stuff. The notes in between the C and D are going to be a C sharp or a D flat. Notes in between A and B are going to either be an A sharp or an A flat, so forth and so on. But yes, working on trying to learn all this, and that's pretty much what I was doing here before, starting with the F, starting with the E, sorry, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And go backwards. G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E. Going backwards, I'm a lot slower than what I am going forwards. That's just because, and it's a good idea to start memorizing it that way. Say it forwards and backwards, play it forwards and backwards, and say it and play it forwards and backwards both at the same time. It'll help you get to know and stuff exactly where all the notes on the guitar are. Clear down to the bottom frets, all the way up to the top frets. When we're referring to bottom frets and stuff, bottom frets are always going to be the lowest notes with the lowest pitch. So if you think of it as the frequency and stuff, the lowest and bottom notes and stuff are going to be the ones with the lowest hertz, I guess you would say. So 20 hertz or 1,000 hertz, where the highest or the top is going to be closer to 10,000 hertz or 15,000 hertz. So I always think of it that way. So yeah, ear training and stuff, and ear training, I can tell you right now and stuff, most people will tell you it doesn't happen overnight. You may be practicing it and stuff, and one day and stuff you come to it and you just all of a sudden do it. Now I know there's a lot of people on YouTube and stuff that can do it. A lot of people have been playing a guitar for a very long time, more than 5 years probably, and stuff, can sit there and listen to a song and then sit there and mimic the song on the guitar and stuff because they know exactly where all those notes are that they're listening for. But, and again, they may not just be playing the guitar parts. They also may be combining the guitar with the piano, with the bass that's in the song, and with the lyrics to make the song sound good when they're playing it on guitar. Because you can do that. If you can find what note someone is singing at, you can mimic that note on a guitar or on a piano or whatnot. And sight reading. Sight reading is one of the things that I use the most right now. Just to learn the songs, because my ears are not trained real well on pinpointing the notes and stuff. I can get close and stuff, but I'm not right there yet. And then my speed of doing that and stuff is very slow still. So even though I may pick up one note and stuff, getting to the second note, it may take me a little bit. But that's how they used to learn how to play guitar. If they wanted to learn how to play a certain song, something that was older and stuff, like Wild Thing or whatnot and stuff, we had tablature probably then, but it probably wasn't out or as easily found or whatnot as what it is today. Didn't have the internet back when that song came out. So if you wanted to learn how to play, you had to get a copy of their song on cassette or 9-track or whatever it was, 6-track, 8-track, I'm not sure what it is. But yeah, you had to get a copy of it, put it in your cassette player or whatever and stuff, listen to it, and try to pinpoint those sounds, and then try to mimic those sounds on your own guitar. Which, for sight reading and stuff, I understand that sight reading for most part and stuff is somebody else that has listened to the song and deciphered the song by ear and is now writing it down so they can be shared with other people. It can also be the artist and stuff sharing what they play and stuff, but it also may not be the only version of it. Obviously, if you listen to something from Metallica or Def Leppard or Lenny Kravitz or whoever, I guarantee and stuff that they have multiple versions out there and stuff. When anything is getting created, just like this right here, something like that gets created and stuff, I may end up adding something else later on. That's just the starting point to it. I may end up doing something like, or may even end up doing something like this. Let's see here. Adjusting my fingers. Here, I'll show you what I'm doing real quick. So I'm trying to, first I was playing it this way right here, and now I'm trying to adjust my fingers and stuff, which is also a very good concept to work on learning how to do. And this is right here where I'm still quite slow and stuff, but the more I do this, the faster I'll get at it. Sort of thing. Now, you also got the bar chords right there and stuff you can use, but that's beside the point. Let's finish this up real quick. So practical music theory is about using theoretical knowledge that you have learned. Now, I know that part's not in there, but theoretical knowledge and stuff to enhance musical performance and creativity. It bridges the gap between understanding music on an intellectual level and expressing it through actual musical practice. So, whether you can read it on paper, or you can hear it and you're trying to mimic it, or it's playing in your head, a melody's playing in your head and you're trying to play it on the guitar and stuff, is all a part of it. So with practical music theory, something I've found that whether you want to learn how to use practical music theory, or I'm going to call it PMT. Whether you want to learn how to use PMT um, or not, realize that no matter which way you go and stuff, you're going to end up using it one way or the other. So why not make it easier on yourself and take some classes on it, or study it, or have somebody that knows about practical music to teach you about it as much as what they know, to speed up your guitar learning progress. I know I didn't have this at first and stuff, but what I did have was a tablature, so I had the sight reading part of it. I knew that from when I was in school. So why not use what you know, or what somebody else knows, or what you can find to help improve your abilities. The ear training part and stuff. I knew a lot of people that use the ear training part to learn how to play music and stuff. They might not play it identical to it, but they play it well enough and stuff to where the melody that you hear from them playing it is very similar to the melody that you would hear on the actual record itself. But when you start doing these things, again, I do suggest taking notes on anything you do. For example, I've gotten several notes in here. Let me get to one of the pages here. Triads, for example. I'm not sure how well that's going to focus. Bring it in closer there. Yeah, it's not going to focus very well. Anyways, so yeah, triads, something I learned through practical music theory. Scales, something else I learned through practical music theory. Example of a scale: E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, E. That would be the E scale, E major scale. How does this help? So somebody asked me a question a while back when I was trying to play a song and we were trying to play it all together and stuff. They asked me, what key is it in? It took me a while to figure out or understand what it means for a song to be in a specific key. And specific is not the greatest word to use for it, because most songs and stuff are not in one specific key. But a good example of it is, so the song Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd. Most of that song is done in the key of G. And what that means is you're using the G, the A, the B, the C, the D, the E, the F sharp, and then back to the G. You're using those notes. The G chord, the C chord, D chord. The downside about it is like I said, most of it is because that song is actually also played with an A minor. A minor is not in the G major scale. So yeah, when somebody asks you key and stuff, it's pretty much given the information of what most of the song is played in and stuff. There may be a few alterations in there, but it took me a while to figure that one out. And what I mean by that is it took me about a week and a half to figure out what it meant for a song to be in a specific key. So you would say it's in the key of G with an A minor. So for the most part, you're using those right there and stuff. And if you find other things and stuff that are played in that same song that do not follow in the key of G or in the key major scale and stuff, then you would have to add those in with it. So, like I said, it's played in the key of G with an A minor. And And there may be other things and stuff that I didn't look up and stuff as far as that song is concerned. I know how to play the song, but it took me a while to figure that one out. But yes, these scales right here and stuff are something I wrote down and stuff roughly about a year ago and stuff when I was studying practical music theory, and I still am studying practical music theory because I was playing another song and stuff a year ago when I was trying to learn how to play it and stuff. That's when I came across this. And I was like, okay. Once I figured out what triads were, like I showed you on this other page right here, I was like, okay, so this is actually a triad. What does it mean to be a triad? Well, practical music theory will also teach you that too. I'm not going to really tell you because I think it's important to actually understand and learn about practical music theory, especially since you're going to be applying every aspect of it to learning how to play guitar. So why not go ahead and learn it anyways? Plus, it'll give you a boost up in your learning ability. As far as being able to use your fingers and speed and stuff, that's going to be something completely different, but that's when I decided to start doing this right here. And then once I figured that out and stuff, I was like, okay, can we add to it? So now I'm doing improvisation, where I'm adding to it. Sort of thing. And yes, I've only been playing for a year and stuff, but you can just see and stuff that 1 year, if you, I didn't have the understanding of practical music theory a year ago. Well, actually I did, but it wasn't the first month. But when I started playing and stuff a few years back and stuff, I didn't have it. But when I started learning about practical music theory, that's when my ability to learn how to play guitar started really speeding up. Which is another concept I want to get to you. Speed. What does it mean to learn how to play fast? Or speed through, for example, when you first pick up a guitar and you're learning how to play these single notes or whatnot, how do you get to the point to where you're sitting here understanding that, first off, that's an E. So how long will it take you to remember that that is an E? And then how long would it take you to learn the next note? And then the next note after that. Or go down to the next string and learn the next string. So, and I've already done this once before, the E, F, G thing, all the way through those right there and stuff. How long did it take me to learn it? Well, like I said, the ability to learn how to play guitar and the speed are going to be consistent with how much time you actually put into it. If you use pretty much all your free time like I do and stuff, and you sit here and you're on your guitar and you're strumming it, you're trying to learn new songs, and one song is not enough, I can tell you right now. If you just simply try to work on learning how to play Pretty Woman, and yeah, I played a lot better that time and stuff. If you sit there and work on trying to just learn how to play this song, then it's not going to teach you anything else. At the same time, I'm also going to mention this too and stuff, and yes, I'm doing these videos to help out and stuff, but watching YouTube videos without a guitar in your hand is not going to teach you how to play guitar. When you're watching YouTube videos and stuff and you see somebody else sitting there trying to play something, it's a good idea to have your guitar in hand and try to do what they're doing. You like what you hear, try to play it. So you're playing the same thing. And it's going to teach you how to do that. It's going to also increase your speed for your fingers and stuff, finger positions, because you might even be able to ask that person that you're watching, especially if they're live streaming, What is that you just played right there? You had your finger on the third fret right there and stuff, and you were playing this strange little sound and stuff, and I couldn't pick it out. What was that? Sort of thing. So you might be able to ask them and stuff while they're doing it and stuff, because you like the melody and stuff, but you can't quite play it. Or maybe they're playing something and stuff like, let's say, Patient from Guns N' Roses. They're playing a little bit of that stuff right there, and you're like, thinking, oh man, I'd like to learn how to play that song. So how do I play that song? Next thing you know and stuff, you pull up the same source I use and stuff to learn how to play the song, which is Ultimate Guitar. And whether you know how to read tablature or not, I would really highly suggest learning how to read tablature, because that will teach you how to get your fingers move faster. That's what I have used. Or an instructor. So yeah, the speed of learning how to play guitar and stuff is going to be solely based on you. You're not going to pick it up in one day and know how to play it, not unless your goal is to simply be able to do this. Okay, I know how to play guitar, what's next? My goal is not that. My goal is to be able to play some of the songs that I love to listen to, or even maybe create my own music or whatnot. I've got long-term goals and stuff. Don't know if they'll ever get achieved or not, but I'll get to that bridge when I get to that bridge. I'll figure that out when I get there. Right now, I want to learn how to play the rest of Pretty Woman. Oops. And that's something hard too. I've actually been working on that for like the last 2 or 3 weeks. This right here little thing. Bar chords. I have spent literally probably 100 hours. No, not that long. I would say 25 hours. Yeah, probably close to 25 hours. Just simply doing this. And as you can see, it still needs more work. I've probably played it over 1,000 times. Now, I'm not sitting there strumming away at it and stuff. I get it right in one spot, I play it, make sure it sounds right, or at least close to right, and then change to the next chord. Make sure it sounds close to right. And now I can tell you, when I started doing this, yes, I was very slow at it. I was like, okay, I'm used to playing the A like this. So now I've got to learn a new way of playing the A. Now I've had in my other videos and stuff how to play the A chord on guitar and stuff, so I'm not going to really show you what I'm doing here and stuff. You can simply look it up, but the A chord to the F sharp minor. Why is this called an F sharp minor? Again, practical music theory. I can't do all the work for you, but I can try to point you in the right direction, the direction I didn't have when I first started. To the D. To the E. Or another song and stuff I was working on learning how to play. Now, can I play that one yet? Not really well. I am working on still trying to improve it. Now, I'm not going to tell you what the name of that song is. If it sounded right to you and stuff, you can probably try to find it yourself. Because that's not the point of this right now. The point of it is to get better at playing. Learn how to play guitar. Learn how to play guitar to your goal. If you have a specific song in mind you want to learn, then go with that. For me, it's not a specific song. It's this list of songs and this entire book full of songs. Now, this book is not full of songs, but it will be eventually when I get to the point where I want to be, as well as learning to make my own stuff up. I'm just making that up as I go along. I've not tried that at all before. It's like yeah, I can just simply play the guitar and make up whatever I want going along and stuff, just because of the fact that I've done learning how to play so many different songs. I've sat there and for hours and hours on end, tens, 20, 100 of hours. And every day I continue working on trying to improve it, make it faster. As well as just simply the notes that I showed you right here. And I know I've broken this down for you too before. Starting on that 5th fret right there. If you notice and stuff, yes, on the 5th fret right there and stuff, all those notes. So there's two different things that are being used in that same, from the 5th fret to the 8th fret. Two different things that are being used in the same. Okay, so you got all those notes right there that I just played. All those notes. The other thing that's being played right there is the pentatonic scale. There's another part of this right here and stuff that's done the same way. Jump up to the 3rd fret right there. There's another scale right there involved with that too. Now, I'm not as good at that with that scale and stuff as what I am with the other scale, but yeah, learning all these scales and stuff, or even the note scales. So I showed you like the E scale. The C scale is really kind of actually the beginning scale where most people start off with, because it doesn't have any sharps or flats. Right there's the C. There's not a sharp or flat in that. Can we play that a different way? Yes. C right there. So instead of going this way with it, all I simply do is go across the strings with it. Can we do it right here? Yeah. So, has practical music theory helped me out? Yeah, it's helped me out. I understand where notes are, I understand the scales, I understand triads. I'm still working on getting the rest of the triads. I don't have a whole lot of the triads figured out yet. I do know that this is another triad, which is used in one of the songs that I learned how to play. It's right here, triad. Oops, sorry about that. So that's another triad that that I remember hearing about in another song and stuff. Can this be played anywhere else? Yeah. Now, is that the same triad? No, not really. I would have to figure out what notes I'm using right here, which it looks like it is the E, the G sharp, and the D right here. If I was to adjust that down here, so this is not a note, so I'd have to actually change it to that one right there. Let's see here. Yep, change it to that one there. It's going to be the A, so I'm going to have to play probably something like this. Oops. Yep. Except for I need to get my pinky over that one string right there. Can I play it this way too? Yeah, you can play it that way too. So that's something you learn and stuff. Like for example, something I watched in a video and stuff. So the D right here. How many different ways can you alter the D? Trying to move the proper fingers. For me, the hardest part is, so I know what it is in my mind, but I can't get my fingers to get to those positions quite fast enough. But that'll change. That's just, I can't do it yet, sort of thing. It will change. I will improve. So, am I improving on my guitar playing? Yes. Probably not as fast as some people are, but probably faster than other people are, just depending on how much time that they spend on it. Like I said, I spend a lot of time on it. In fact, my next song that I'm going to work on improving is going to be the solo from I Hate Myself for Loving You by Joan Jett, the solo. And then maybe the next song I'm going to try to get all the way through is Highway to Hell by AC/DC. And then maybe Crazy Train. But by the time we get to Crazy Train, it may be about 4 or 5 months from now. I'll continue working on playing what I know of those songs, though, like this right here. Sort of thing. Or the Crazy Train. You know. And then now, see, I'm going through that pretty quick and stuff. When I first learned it, yeah, it was extremely slow, and my fingers just did not want to cooperate with me. Now my fingers are starting to listen to what I want to say. Do the right thing. Oh, sorry. Anyways, or even Dream On here. I do suggest when you start learning multiple songs and stuff, so I think it took me, I want to say probably about a month or two to learn how to play Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd. And every day I try to play it at least once on a daily basis and stuff, because it only takes about 5 minutes to play it. Some days I'll spend 2, I'll play it through twice. Now, for example, today I didn't do that same routine. Today I played it through once. I played it through a second time and improved on it the second time. I added the solo at the beginning of the song to it. I also went through and read the lyrics on it twice, and then I tried playing and doing the lyrics with it, because I'm trying to work on that too. I've said that in my other videos. One of them I haven't started doing though, but I play it on a daily basis, as I love rock and roll. I know how to play that on guitar, and I play it on a daily basis if I can. There's maybe 10 minutes of my guitar practicing time. I Hate Myself for Loving You. Yeah, I spend probably about 15 minutes on that one right there and stuff. But today I spent longer on it because I'm trying to get the solo part down. I don't think the tablature matches the solo, but whether it does or not, I'm using both what I know on that to improve my moving around my fingers and stuff on the guitar, and then I'll listen to it and stuff and try to see if I can't follow along with it, because that's what I did with those first two songs. When I got those first two songs down, Wish You Were Here and I Love Rock and Roll, I tried playing them with the music video and stuff on YouTube, and I can pretty much do it. Can't sing the song though and play it at the same time yet. I'm still working on that one. And then Crazy Train, yeah, I can get pretty much close to playing up to the triad part and stuff, but the rest of it I don't have yet. So yeah. And again, and stuff, once you do learn how to play these songs, again, I would highly suggest you start recording yourself playing either your own made-up things that you're playing yourself, or songs that you've already learned that are somebody else's. Record them, listen back to them, find mistakes if you can, make adjustments, work on improving it, all that sort of stuff. But for beginners and stuff, again, just use those exercises, get into practical music theory. If you don't know where to find a good source of trying to learn practical music theory, because I do not know of any other source besides this one myself. You might find an instructor and stuff that can teach you practical music theory, which would be a good concept to learn. But the only source that I know of right now where I can learn practical music theory, and I can share it with the rest of you, is JustinGuitars.com. He has a huge section. I know that you're going to end up spending hours watching videos. You may even fall asleep, which is what I'm doing when I watch those videos. So I'll spend an hour, maybe two, watching the videos, and be done with it for the day, come back to playing on the guitar or try it on guitar or whatnot and stuff, because watching videos doesn't teach you anything. It's actually doing it or applying what you see to the guitar. So have your guitar in hand and try those things out. Strumming patterns, holding picks, whatnot, so forth. I believe that JustinGuitar.com did go up in price a little bit. By the way, if you're not able to make out what I'm saying as far as the name of that's concerned, so it's JustinGuitar.com. It does require a membership on that website, which I am currently paying for right now because I'm trying to reach my goals, and I'm determined to. It's not very expensive. You can either do, I think it's $9 a month, $50 for a year, or I think there's a lifetime for $300, which will include any updates they put in there for the rest of the time that the website's up there. I don't think I know the website's not going to go away anytime soon, because he does have quite a few people that have signed up for his lessons. He also does live lessons. He also has songs that he just does tutorials on how to play the specific songs, sort of thing. So feel free to go check it out, everything. I signed up for the year-long membership, so I got until, I think it's October 20th of next year before my membership runs out. So I've got a lot of time, but I'm going to spend a lot of time watching those videos. And if I have to watch them 2 or 3 times, then I will. I want to get this stuff down. I want to be good at it. I want to be able to make my own music, play with a band, and all that sort of stuff. And if there's a solo that comes up and I want to play the solo itself, or add a little bit to the solo, or subtract a little bit from the solo, I want to know how to do that. So, I think that's going to be enough for this video. If you have any questions, need any help with anything, feel free to leave a comment, question, whatnot. If you like the video, hit the like button. I do watch other people's videos, so if you want to follow and see any future videos and stuff. I only tend to do videos on my days off, and so it's not every day anymore. It may not even be 2 or 3 videos a day, but it should be about a video every once a week. Because you can always check out what I'm doing or what I've learned new or whatnot and stuff, and maybe I can help you out or whatnot. I don't do a whole lot of live streaming right now because my computer system and stuff is not designed for that yet. I have plans to upgrade, but that will have to come in time. So until next time, enjoy. Have fun with the guitar.